Hello, I'm back again today to show you Sci-Fi Collection 06, and actually I'm going to show you the XL version of the same plate as well, which is Sci-Fi Collection 05. But first let me show you this one, and then I will do a comparison of the two for you, because there are a number of plates that you can get from MoYou-London that are you can get them either in the XL version or you can get them in the regular version. This is the regular version. You can generally tell the difference. The regular version has them has 3 rows, and they run that way, whereas the XL version generally only has 2 of these rows, and the images point up to the longer end of the plate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you each of the images on this, and then I will show you the equivalent image on the other plate, so you can get a feel for which you think is going to be best for your purposes. Kind of to get to the end point, what it boils down to, in my opinion, is I believe that the XL plates are better if you are looking to cover your entire nail, especially if you have nails that are a little bit bigger, and that these are going to be better if you just, the regular size images are going to be better if you just want accents, or if you know that you have smaller nails. Okay, this plate, the theme of this plate is kind of an electronics theme, and there is also just some sort of crazy, otherworldly kind of fun stuff here as well. So this looks like, I don't know, maybe wasps on some other planet in outer space, what they might look like. This looks like little bits of electrodes or some sort of microchip kind of thing to me, and that certainly looks like a circuit board. This with the circles reminds me of sort of interlocking different kinds of every time I sit down to do one of these videos, I blank on something, but you guys know what I mean, and if not, yeah, it looks exactly like that. There you go. These two here also look more circuit board-ish. This maybe is some sort of outer space flower. Very cool. This looks like kind of the drawings when you're planning out, like in a grid, how you're going to make something work with one electrical circuit going into another, that kind of thing. I think that's the shorthand and stuff that you use for that, right? This also looks, microchip-y, circuit breakery. I like that there's lots of different options, because you probably, if you were building a robot, you'd have all these different kinds of things, so you want choices, and you want a lot of different ones. This kind of, again, looks a little bit more like a hand-drawn kind of version of something to me, and it's cool. And of course, oops, I guess, zeros and ones, bits and bytes, and all that kind of fun information. Guess I'll just keep it like that now. This makes me think of Tetris. It's like a little Tetris pattern. And I like the strings of, it looks like kind of strings of zeros, but it's like a weaved thing. More circuit boards. I don't know. This reminds me of something as well, but I don't know what it's called, what it is that reminds me of. But another really interesting and futuristic kind of pattern. I love this. It's like the circuit board is breaking into a dance. I love it. It's dancing the conga together. And then another kind of maze-looking one. So lots of different images on this. Again, it's Sci-Fi Collection 06. And then in comparison, we're going to look at Sci-Fi Collection 05. Now, there aren't as many on this plate. That's one of the downsides of the XL plate, is that because they're larger, they can fit fewer onto the plate. So you're going to get the dancey one, and you're going to get this one that has more of the kind of the squares, circuit breaker one, and the weavy zeros one. The one that looks like a handwritten kind of maze to me, and another circuit board, a couple of different circuit boards. And then there's that hand-drawn planning out your circuits one. And this one, which I think is one of my favorites. I just really love the rectangles in there. And I like the circle one. A Borg. It looks like the eye thing on a Borg eye, the one that they can't see out of. And if you're not a Star Trek fan, you think I'm crazy right now. Another circuit board, and then that last circuit board there. So you don't get this hive one or this flower one. You also don't get the zeros and ones. So maybe you want to make sure that you get those, and that would be another reason to buy the regular image plate. But now I'm going to show you, I'll show you two things. I'm going to show you right next to my thumb. Of course, my thumb is my largest nail, and you can see that it's not going to fit from tip to top when I have my thumbnail longer like this. If I didn't have it long, it might fit all the way. It might be okay, but it's kind of pushing it. These, you know, I can probably get there in terms of height. Getting it, my nails are really, really curvy. So getting that all the way over my entire nail, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch sometimes, especially when my nails are longer. So for me, I'm generally speaking, if I want to get and cover my entire nail, I'm going to go for these bigger images on the XL plate, where I know absolutely I'm not going to have a problem with that, even with my big thumb. Even then, you know, even this is as long as my thumbnail ever gets, and I'm pretty much covered there. I'm not going to worry too much about that. So the only thing I probably couldn't do with this is maybe my big toenail, and even then I think probably I could use these for my big toenail. Normally I would say that the regular size images are better if they just have you know, like a little image rather than a full nail image, because then you're going to want to make sure that the whole thing fits on to your nail. But with these that are more designed to be full nail images, I would say you're pretty safe. I know that I can, for the most part, stretch these for my nails, and I wanted to get the extra ones that weren't on the other plate, so I got them both. And I also know that if I do my thumb with these, I'll just double it up and it won't bother me. You know, I'm not super picky. I can usually get things lined up close enough that I'm going to be okay with it. Let's face it, most of the time people aren't looking that super close at our manicures anyway. And usually when I photograph for my blog, I'm only photographing the fingernails. So if I know I'm going to do a manicure with this plate, I won't stress about it if I absolutely adore one of these images on the smaller plate. Okay, let me show you side by side the kind of size difference we're talking about here. So you can see that this is about a third again as big as these are. And one of the things to note about this too is that the scale changes. So it's not just that there's more pattern, but the pattern is actually stretched out. So rather than just like add extra on each side, you're going to have different scales. So if you want that tighter scale for whatever reason, you're maybe going to want to get this regular size images rather than the XL plate. And then the last thing I'm going to show you, I'm going to throw in, or I'm going to try to throw in here, a standard Konad plate. So you can see that on the regular images, it's about the same as a standard Konad image. So if you have problems with Konad, you're probably going to have a problem with these regular sized images, and you're going to want to go for the XL. And you can see that the XL there is much bigger than the Konad, so you're going to be in good shape. Okay, I'm going to do a test manicure with one or both of these plates, and I will have it on my blog. The link to the blog and other information is in the description box down there. And thanks for watching. Bye.